Carlos Huertas from Colombia in start-finish straight is 5th up 0.63 on softs. Juan Pablo Aristizabal from Colombia in Dunlop corner is 3rd up 0.79 on softs. Juan Pablo Aristizabal is up 0.56 in Panasonic corner. Carlos Huertas from Colombia in hairpin is 7th up 0.22. Andres Camilo Cardona from Colombia in 100R is 5th up 0.31 on softs. Andres Camilo Cardona is up 0.46 in nets corner. Juan Martín Acuna from Colombia in 100R is 10th up 19.12 on softs. Juan Martín Acuna is up 21.59 in nets corner. Santiago Idarraga is provisional pole with a 134.891. Andres Camilo Cardona in nets corner is P6 up 0.38. Juan Pablo Aristizabal in Dunlop corner is 4th up 0.17. Juan Martín Acuna is 7th up 0.68. Ten minutes remaining in the session. Jose Moncada from Colombia is P5 up 0.42 on softs. Best lap is a 135.730. 2.089 off pole. Jose Moncada is up 0.50 in start-finish straight. Jose Moncada improved is P6 with a 135.129. 1.488 off pole. J.Enriquez from Colombia is 4th up 0.53 on softs. J.Enriquez is up 0.43 in Panasonic corner. J.Enriquez is provisional pole with a 134.686. Juan Martín Acuna in Nets corner is P8 up 0.69. Juan Martín Acuna improved is P7 with a 135.836. 2.195 off pole. Juan Martín Acuna is up 0.27 in Coca-Cola corner. Juan Martín Acuna is up 0.45 in 300R. Juan Martín Acuna is up 0.24 in Panasonic corner. Juan Martín Acuna improved is 7th with a 135.361. 1.720 off pole. Carlos Huertas in start-finish straight is 9th. Carlos Huertas improved is 9th with a 137.477. 3.836 off pole. Juan Pablo Aristizabal in Dunlop corner is P5 up 0.33. Juan Pablo Aristizabal is up 0.34 in start-finish straight. Five minutes remaining in the session. Juan Pablo Aristizabal is provisional pole with a 134.456. Andrés Camilo Cardona is 8th up 0.64. Andrés Camilo Cardona is up 0.87 in start-finish straight. Andres Camilo Cardona improved is 6th with a 135.118. 1.477 off pole. Jean Ferrand is first up 0.11. Andres Camilo Cardona in hairpin is 6th up 0.18. Best lap is a 135.118. 1.477 off pole. Jean Ferrand is provisional pole with a 133.592. Andres Camilo Cardona is up 0.43 in next corner. Juan Pablo Aristizabal in 300R is P2 up 0.49. Andres Camilo Cardona in 100R is P6 up 0.20. J.Enriquez is P4 up 0.12. Carlos Huertas is P9 up 0.25. Juan Carlos Guarin from Colombia in Guayaquil is P3 on mediums. Juan Pablo Aristizabal in 100R is P2 up 0.10. J.Enriquez in start-finish straight is 4th up 0.21. J.Enriquez improved is P4 with a 134.451. 0.859 off pole. Ivan Trujillo from Colombia in start-finish straight is P10 on mediums. J.Enriquez in Dunlop corner is 4th. Best lap is a 134.451. 0.859 off pole. The qualifying session is now in overtime. Juan Martin Acuna in Dunlop corner is P8. Best lap is a 135.361. 1.769 off pole. The race session is at Fuji International Speedway in Oyamacho, Sunto District, Shizuoka Prefecture, Japan. The wind speed is 21 km/h from the north-northeast. Jean Ferrand is P1. Juan Pablo Aristizabal from Colombia is P2 on softs. Juan Carlos Guerin from Colombia is third on mediums. J.Enriquez from Colombia is fourth on softs. Santiago Idarraga from Spain is fifth on softs. Andres Camilo Cardona from Colombia is sixth on softs. Jose Moncada from Colombia is P7 on softs. 40 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Jean Ferrand is P1. Andres Camilo Cardona in Daiaki is P4. Santiago Idarraga in Coca-Cola Corner is 6th. Juan Martin Acuna from Colombia in Hairpin is P8 on softs. Jose Moncada is 9th. Juan Carlos Guerin in Nets Corner is P2. Jean Ferrand from Colombia in start-finish straight is P3 on softs. Jean Ferrand passed Juan Carlos Guerin for second. Santiago Idarraga in start-finish straight is P5. Carlos Huertas from Colombia in Daiaki is 5th on softs, 0.3 behind Santiago Idarraga. J.Enriquez on lap 2 is P10, 0.3 behind Jose Moncada. Jean Ferrand in 300R is P2. Best lap is a 1:47.067. 0.400 off the fastest lap. Juan Martin Acuna in Dunlop Corner is P6, 0.5 behind Carlos Huertas. Andres Camilo Cardona in Nets Corner is P8. Best lap is a 1:59.795. 13.128 off the fastest lap. Andres Camilo Cardona passed Ivan Trujillo for P7. Jean Ferrand in start-finish straight on lap 2 is third, 0.3 behind Juan Pablo Aristizabal. Jean Ferrand passed Juan Pablo Aristizabal for second. Juan Pablo Aristizabal is P3. Best lap is a 1:38.507. 3.381 off the fastest lap. Jean Ferrand in hairpin on lap 3 is second, 0.5 behind Juan Carlos Guerin. Santiago Idarraga in Dunlop corner is fourth, 0.3 behind Juan Pablo Aristizabal. Juan Martín Acuna from Colombia is P6, 0.3 behind Carlos Huertas. Carlos Huertas in Panasonic corner is fifth on softs, 1.2 ahead of Juan Martín Acuna. Juan Martín Acuna was 0.7 faster last lap. Carlos Huertas lost P5 to Juan Martín Acuna 35 minutes remaining in the session. Carlos Huertas lost 7th to J.Enriquez. J.Enriquez in start-finish straight is 7th, 0.4 behind Andrés Camilo Cardona. Jean Ferrand in 100R is second, 0.1 behind Juan Carlos Guerin. Jean Ferrand passed Juan Carlos Guerin for P1. Juan Carlos Guerin in 300R is second, 0.3 behind Jean Ferrand. Jean Ferrand was 0.5 faster last lap. Juan Pablo Aristizabal in Dunlop corner is P4, 0.5 behind Santiago Idarraga. Santiago Idarraga was 1.0 faster last lap. Jose Moncada in Dunlop corner is 10th, 0.5 behind Ivan Trujillo. Jose Moncada passed Ivan Trujillo for P9. Juan Pablo Aristizabal is P4, 0.7 behind Santiago Idarraga. J.Enriquez in 100R is P7, 0.5 behind Andrés Camilo Cardona. Andrés Camilo Cardona in Dunlop corner is 7th, 0.1 behind J.Enriquez. Andrés Camilo Cardona was 0.7 faster last lap. Andrés Camilo Cardona passed J.Enriquez for P6. Santiago Idarraga in start-finish straight is P3, 0.3 behind Juan Carlos Guerin. Juan Carlos Guerin in start-finish straight is third on mediums, 0.1 behind Santiago Idarraga. Juan Carlos Guerin passed Santiago Idarraga for P2. Santiago Idarraga is third, 0.1 behind Juan Carlos Guerin. Pablo Aristizabal is P4, 0.7 behind Santiago Idarraga. J.Enriquez in 300R is P7, 0.5 behind Andres Camilo Cardona. Santiago Idarraga from Spain in start-finish straight is third, 1.0 behind Juan Carlos Guarin. Santiago Idarraga was 1.8 faster last lap. 30 minutes remaining in the session. Andres Camilo Cardona in Dayaki is P7 battling J.Enriquez. Santiago Idarraga in Dunlop corner is P3, 0.5 behind Juan Carlos Guarin. Juan Carlos Guarin was 1.0 faster last lap. Juan Pablo Aristizabal is fourth. Best lap is a 1:35.779. 1.256 off the fastest lap. Juan Pablo Aristizabal lost fourth to Juan Martin Acuna. Jose Moncada is P9 on softs, 0.3 behind Carlos Huertas. Santiago Idarraga is third, 1.1 behind Juan Carlos Guarin. Juan Pablo Aristizabal from Colombia in Dunlop corner is P5, 4.4 behind Juan Martin Acuna. Juan Martin Acuna was 10.1 faster last lap. Santiago Idarraga in start-finish straight is P3, 1.4 behind Juan Carlos Guarin. Juan Pablo Aristizabal is fifth, 3.6 behind Juan Martin Acuna. Santiago Idarraga in Dunlop corner is P3, 0.8 behind Juan Carlos Guerin. Juan Carlos Guerin from Colombia in start-finish straight is second, 1.7 ahead of Santiago Idarraga. Juan Pablo Aristizabal in Guayaquil is 5th, 0.8 behind Juan Martin Acuna. 25 minutes remaining in the session. Jean Ferrand from Colombia is first. Juan Martin Acuna in Dunlop corner on lap 10 is 5th, 0.3 behind Juan Pablo Aristizabal. Andres Camilo Cardona in Panasonic corner is 7th, 3.9 behind J.Enriquez. Carlos Huertas from Colombia is P8. Jean Ferrand in Panasonic corner is P1 on softs. Juan Pablo Aristizabal from Colombia in Panasonic corner is P4, 2.5 ahead of Juan Martin Acuna. Juan Carlos Guerin in 100R is P2, 3.0 ahead of Santiago Idarraga. Juan Martin Acuna in hairpin is P5, 0.9 ahead of J.Enriquez. J.Enriquez from Colombia in Dunlop corner is 6th, 0.4 behind Juan Martin Acuna. Andres Camilo Cardona in Dunlop corner is P7. Andres Camilo Cardona is now P6. Santiago Idarraga on lap 13 is third, 4.0 behind Juan Carlos Guarin. "20 minutes remaining in the session. Andres Camilo Cardona is P6, 3.7 ahead of Juan Martín Acuna. Jose Moncada entering the pits is 9th. Ivan Trujillo from Colombia in Dunlop corner is P10 on mediums. Jean Ferrand from Colombia is P1. Juan Pablo Aristizabal entering the pits is P4. Jean Ferrand exiting pits on softs. Jose Moncada exiting pits on mediums. Jean Ferrand lost P2 to Santiago Idarraga. Juan Pablo Aristizabal is 5th. Santiago Idarraga is P2, 2.0 behind Juan Carlos Guarin. J.Enriquez from Colombia in 100R is P4, 0.5 behind Jean Ferrand. Juan Pablo Aristizabal exiting pits on mediums. Carlos Huertas entering the pits is P8. Jose Moncada in Dunlop corner is P9 on mediums. Jose Moncada lost 9th to Ivan Trujillo. Juan Carlos Guarin is 1st. Juan Carlos Guarin entering the pits is 1st. Santiago Idarraga entering the pits is P2. Santiago Idarraga is P2. Juan Martín Acuna in Panasonic corner is 5th. Best lap is a 1:35.627. 1.511 off the fastest lap. Juan Martín Acuna passed Andres Camilo Cardona for P4. Juan Carlos Guarin is P3. Carlos Huertas exiting pits on mediums. Juan Carlos Guarin exiting pits on softs. Santiago Idarraga exiting pits on mediums. Juan Carlos Guarin is now P4. Carlos Huertas in Coca-Cola corner on lap 14 is 9th on mediums, 0.8 behind Ivan Trujillo. Carlos Huertas passed Ivan Trujillo for 8th. Ivan Trujillo in hairpin on lap 14 is P9, 0.5 behind Carlos Huertas. Ivan Trujillo passed Carlos Huertas for 8th. Juan Carlos Guerin in nets corner is P4 on softs, 0.9 behind Juan Martin Acuna. Juan Martin Acuna in start-finish straight is P4. Juan Martin Acuna lost 5th to Andres Camilo Cardona. Juan Martin Acuna entering the pits is P4. J.Enriquez in 100R is P2, 3.8 behind Jean Ferrand. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Jose Moncada in Coca-Cola corner is 9th on mediums, 4.2 behind Carlos Huertas. Carlos Huertas from Colombia in Dunlop corner is P8, 2.8 ahead of Jose Moncada. Santiago Idarraga from Spain in start-finish straight is 4th on mediums, 2.9 ahead of Andres Camilo Cardona. Andres Camilo Cardona was 12.2 faster last lap. Andres Camilo Cardona in Coca-Cola corner is P5, 2.9 behind Santiago Idarraga. Ivan Trujillo entering the pits is P10. Jean Ferrand in start-finish straight is first. Ivan Trujillo exiting pits on softs. Juan Carlos Guerin in start-finish straight is third. Andres Camilo Cardona is fifth. Santiago Idarraga on lap 18 is P4. Andres Camilo Cardona from Colombia is 6th on mediums. Andres Camilo Cardona exiting pits on mediums. J.Enriquez in start-finish straight is P2. J.Enriquez entering the pits is second. Juan Carlos Guerin in start-finish straight is P3. Juan Carlos Guerin passed J.Enriquez for P2. J.Enriquez is P3 on mediums, 0.9 ahead of Santiago Idarraga. J.Enriquez exiting pits on mediums. 10 minutes remaining in the session. J.Enriquez lost P3 to Santiago Idarraga. Juan Carlos Guerin in 300R is second. Andres Camilo Cardona is sixth. Jose Moncada in hairpin is seventh. Andres Camilo Cardona is P6. Andres Camilo Cardona exiting pits on mediums. Juan Pablo Aristizabal in next corner is P6 on mediums, 3.5 behind J.Enriquez. Ivan Trujillo from Colombia is 9th on softs. Santiago Idarraga in 300R is third. Jean Ferrand entering the pits is P1. Jean Ferrand is P1. Juan Martin Acuna exiting pits on softs. Jean Ferrand exiting pits on softs. Jean Ferrand lost P1 to Juan Carlos Guerin. J.Enriquez from Colombia in start-finish straight is P4, 2.5 ahead of Juan Pablo Aristizabal. Jean Ferrand in Dunlop corner is second, 1.4 behind Juan Carlos Guerin. Santiago Idarraga in next corner is third. Juan Martin Acuna in start-finish straight is 10, 0.8 behind Ivan Trujillo. Five minutes remaining in the session. Jean Ferrand in Dunlop corner is P2 on softs, 1.4 behind Juan Carlos Guerin. J.Enriquez in Dunlop corner is 4th, 3.3 ahead of Juan Pablo Aristizabal. Juan Pablo Aristizabal in Panasonic corner is P5, 3.5 behind J.Enriquez. Ivan Trujillo in start-finish straight is P8. Santiago Idarraga is 3rd. Jean Ferrand in start-finish straight is P2, 1.8 behind Juan Carlos Guerin. Jose Moncada in Nets corner is 6th. Juan Pablo Aristizabal in 100R is P5, 1.2 behind J.Enriquez. Juan Pablo Aristizabal was 1.5 faster last lap. Juan Carlos Guerin in start-finish straight is P1, 3.0 ahead of Jean Ferrand. Juan Martin Acuna entering the pits is P10. Juan Pablo Aristizabal in start-finish straight is 5th, 0.8 behind J.Enriquez. Juan Pablo Aristizabal is now P4. Carlos Huertas in Dunlop corner is P7. Juan Pablo Aristizabal in hairpin is P4, 0.5 behind J.Enriquez. Juan Pablo Aristizabal passed J.Enriquez for P3. J.Enriquez in Dunlop corner is P4 on mediums, 0.1 behind Juan Pablo Aristizabal. J.Enriquez passed Juan Pablo Aristizabal for P3. Juan Pablo Aristizabal in nets corner is P4 battling J.Enriquez. J.Enriquez in start-finish straight on lap 25 is 4th, 0.1 behind Juan Pablo Aristizabal. Juan Pablo Aristizabal in start-finish straight is 4th. Santiago Idarraga in 300R is 2nd. The leader has just finished the race. Juan Carlos Courin finished 1st. Carlos Huertas finished P6. Santiago Idarraga is P2. Santiago Idarraga finished P2. J.Enriquez finished P3. Juan Pablo Aristizabal finished P4. Ivan Trujillo is P8. Ivan Trujillo finished P7. Jose Moncada finished P5.